Hi guys, my name is Lena and welcome to my channel, and this is my first video of Can You Forgive Steve Donoghue is a read-along. We are reading Can You Forgive Her by Anthony Trollope, and it's my first Trollope, and these are my first impressions. So I am reading, it's a free version from Gutenberg project, and I am reading it on my Lenovo tablet and on my phone, and I enjoyed it. Actually has some pictures, some illustrations, so I am actually very behind on this read along. We are supposed to read chapters 21 till 40 this week. I have finished chapter number 14, but I don't want to miss on all the fun, all the discussions, so I'll tell you my thoughts. First of all, I was very surprised that girls were nearing 30 and they were unmarried yet. I thought that back then, in Victorian era, girls were married off pretty young, and I was very surprised that Alice Vavasor and her friend and her cousin Kate Vavasor were actually unmarried. The other thing that surprised me very much is that this novel has a very strong uh, feminist vibe. Those girls, they are pretty independent, pretty stubborn, and strong-willed. Of course, Alice Vavasor, she has her own money, so when her mother died, uh, her mother's family made sure that all money come to Alice, not to her father. So she has some money of her own. She isn't very rich. She is not extremely well to do, but she has some money and it gives her some independence, and she likes her independence. And that's why she was very hesitant to marry Mr. Gray. Um, she always talks about him as though he's perfect, that he has no drawbacks, that he is perfect in any way, and that she is not perfect, and that she is not worthy of being his wife, that she won't be able to make him happy. But the thing is, she likes her independence, and she knows that when she marries Mr. Gray and when he takes her into a countryside, to his house in countryside, she will lose her freedom, her independence completely. So I guess this was the main reason why she didn't actually wanted to marry Mr. Gray. Steve said that she knows that she will be bored. I didn't feel it here. I don't know. She did want some excitement. She would have been pleased if Mr. Gray wanted to become a politician, and she would have been happy to help him, maybe to be his secretary. So She would have been happy doing something um, near the spotlight. But Mr. Gray, he doesn't want anything to do with politics. He loves his house, his garden in the countryside, and he has means to live there peacefully, and that's what he wants to do when he's married, to live in the countryside and not to come to London. And Alice, she doesn't really like life in London. She kind of likes her peace and quiet, but at the same time, she loves the opportunities that London provides. It's very strange. I don't think she knows herself at that time what she wants. She just knows what she doesn't want. So, anyway, when he meet Alice, she is going to become, going to marry Mr. Gray. And she used to had some relationship with her cousin George Vavasor. She was to marry him, but he was unfaithful and he treated her ill. She cannot trust him and she doesn't love him anymore. But George is unpredictable and he is exciting, and Alice now kind of wants to help him to become a politician. He wants to become a member of parliament. And he is a very unpleasant character. So, first of all, Kate didn't like his sister, Alice's cousin and Alice's friend. She doesn't like Mr. Gray, and she doesn't want to lose her friend to this house in countryside. So she wants Alice to stay in London, to stay nearby. So she makes it her goal to drive a wedge between Alice and Mr. Gray. So she makes it her goal to ruin the wedding, not the wedding. So she wants Alice not to marry Mr. Gray, and she succeeds so far. But she wants Alice to marry her cousin George, even though George was unfaithful to Alice, even though George will be unfaithful to Alice in future, more likely than not. She wants them to be married, her favorite brother and her friend, because that's the way she wanted it back then. And she is very noisy, and she likes intrigues, and she's very determined, and she's very stubborn, and it was actually not her business to decide anything and to tell even anything to Alice. But she makes it her business. And George actually, although he doesn't love Alice anymore, he wants to use Alice because she has money and he needs money for his next election to become a member of parliament. And I dislike him heartily. I dislike George. I like Alice and I like Kate, and I like their letters to each other and their banter, their dialogues when they are together. They are very quick, snappy, this back and forth. They're kind of dynamic. I like them. And I especially adore Arabella Greenough. Greenough, the widow of Mr. Greenough. She she used to like flirting quite a lot before she married Mr. Greenough, and now when she is a widow, she cannot flirt openly, but she wants to flirt. She likes all the attention and she likes to be surrounded by suitors. And now she's quite rich woman and she is still very beautiful and she is still very young. She is 40. She's about 40. So she knows what she wants and she's quite independent and she's quite rich. So all she wants is to have a little bit of fun. But she cannot do it openly because she is a widow. She's not supposed to have fun. And so she uses Kate. She asks Kate to come with her to the seaside. Um, and she uses Kate as an excuse to go to picnics and dances and to go into society. So she kind of pretends that she does it for Kate because Kate is a young woman and she needs to meet different people and she needs to find herself a husband. So, but Kate has no money, so she's pretty and um, and that's all. So she doesn't actually have suitors. All the two suitors that Arabella Greenough wants to find for Kate, they are actually after Arabella herself. Um, one of them is a rich farmer, Cheeseacre, sorry guys, and the other one is Captain Belfield, and he is not trustworthy, and he doesn't have any money, and he is he's not exactly a con man, but well, he pretends that he has money. He doesn't pay his bills. He is that kind of man. That kind of man. So and he and Mr. Cheeseacre, uh, they kind of seems to be friends, but they actually blackmouth each other, and they are kind of foes and rivals for the attention of Arabella Greenough, and it's so funny to read this about this rivalry. I very much enjoyed this chapter about the picnic. It was very entertaining. I like the style. The style looks effortless. Uh, it just flows effortlessly, and it's enjoyable, and it's light, and it's funny when it's supposed to be funny, and I enjoy it quite a bit. So what else? Um, I at this point I think that Arabella is probably going to marry the rich farmer, Mr. Cheeseacre. She keeps him nearby. She probably wants him for Kate, but maybe she can marry him, but she will lose her independence, and she probably doesn't want that. She probably wants to have more fun, And Captain Belfield, she seems to be attracted to him, although he is a very unsuitable party. So it's very enjoyable. And about Alice Vavasor and her father, I think I might be wrong, but I think that Alice actually dislikes her father. Despise is a very strong word, but she disrespects him, I think. There was a scene when we were told about the living room, about an ugly living room or drawing room where they're supposed to entertain their guests, and the room is ugly. And Alice's father, he wants to refurbish, to change the furniture in this room. But Alice says that it would be extravagant, and she doesn't want to change the furniture. Um, and she says that the furniture they should use it at least 3 years. And I had an impression that she doesn't want to do it because she doesn't want to be anything like her father. Her father is very extravagant with his money, very free with his money. And I had a feeling that the only reason why Alice didn't want to be free and extravagant with her money is because she didn't want to be like her father. I might be wrong, but I just had this impression. Well, thank you for watching. Goodbye and happy reading.